So are you going to sit there and
there we go.
Hi Mum, hi Dad.
Be careful what you say. Oh, yeah, it's Phil Herwood, isn't it? Herwood.
Correct, yep.
Okay. Alright, I'm talking to Phil Herwood, who is the hardest working Anglican vicar that I know here at St Luke's.
How many do you know?
2. And he's been here at Frankston for 15 years. Just coming up on 15 years.
Coming up 16, yeah.
16 years?
Yeah, extra year.
And you have the scars to show it.
Well, I'll let others see where the scars are, I think. Yeah.
Reason I want to talk to you is we've just come through Christmas and it was a very moving time for me. I was deeply moved by the Christmas service, the Christmas Eve service. It spoke to me very deeply and I wanted to talk to you about that. I know in the Anglican calendar that's one of the highlights of the year. Tell me, what was your message? What was your message over this season?
Well, at the Christmas time, my message was really about hope. That it was a season of hope. Christmas is a season of hope. Christmas stands in contrast to the rest of the year in some respects, or what's happening in the world where there is so much gloom and doom being reported in our news broadcasts every day. People have to see, I think, Christmas is a time of hope. And but I wanted to connect, I think, with people who may only come at Christmas time. So what actual difference did the coming of Jesus make?
Well, you highlighted, and I was listening to your sermons, you highlighted that this had been a difficult year for the world. We'd had Ebola, we'd had ISIS, we'd had natural disasters, we'd had political upheaval. You pointed to all those things and a couple of planes fell out of the sky. And you said in contrast to that, we as Christians have hope. If you could put that into one sentence, one big idea, what would it be?
I think it's that the coming of Jesus is God coming to earth, and the fact that God has come to earth, we're not forgotten.
Okay. So, in my Baptist background, we would have 3 points. Although my son tells me we now have 4 points. You have to
Do people have better memories now?
You have to be trained. You have to keep up with it.
I'm still at 3.
3, okay. No wonder I like him. Give me your 3 points.
Just as well I had 3 points, wasn't it? Well, my points at Christmas time were that God is personal. Obviously, there's lots of ideas about God, whether it's a big G or little g or whatever. God is personal. Christmas shows us that God came to earth fully as a human being. So he's personal. That's a different way of looking at God, I think, than most people would naturally have. And it means that he has capacity for relationship with us. The second thought was that God cares. God actually not only is personal, he can be personal but not care. But God is personal and actually cares for us. Jesus says even the hairs on our head are numbered, is sort of like a slightly amusing way of saying that he cares for even the smallest aspects of our lives. And my third point was that God wins. Just to keep it simple, but God actually wins. There is a battle that we experience in the world between the powers of darkness and evil and what God has done in the world.
Okay, now, in your conclusion, what do you want us to do about it?
In my conclusion was really to raise questions for people in terms of where they see their hope as being and how they may be able to apply in their own lives that hope. So really that's what I was leaving people to grapple with that.
Now I've heard you preach several times, and you seem to, one of your favourite endings is you seem to conclude with, I want you to think differently about this and perhaps look at it differently whenever you're dealing with it. Is that what you were, that Christmas isn't just about presents and Santa Claus and holidays? Is that what you were aiming at?
Sure, yeah. Obviously, it's much more than that, and to get people back to the heart of things, that actually there's a, looking beyond the tinsel and the wrappings, there's something actually incredibly profound and incredibly hopeful about the whole event that actually transforms our lives the year round.
God sent His Son to live
Amen.
amongst us. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for that.
Pleasure. Cut. Scene 1.
Yes.